What's up, friends of the internets, and welcome back to the Jube Tube. Before we get started today, I want to address something that you all notice. And I know you notice it because it's good. Really good. This mustache. The reason I'm rocking this mustache is for Movember. For those of you who are unaware of what Movember is, it is a foundation that collects money and puts it towards men's health, prostate cancer, testicular cancer, things of that nature. And I'm rocking this in support of it. Every year, I rock this mustache and I donate to the fund. So I would encourage you all to go do the same. So I'll provide a link down below for you guys to go check that out and donate to the cause. All right, on to Thor Ragnarok. This movie was fantastic. From beginning to end, it fired on all cylinders. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what aspect of the movie I want to start with. All I know is that it was all very well done. So I'll just start at the beginning, I guess. If you are unaware, Ragnarok is basically Armageddon. In Norse mythology and in Thor's mythology within the Marvel Universe, Ragnarok is the end of days, the end of Asgard. It all comes crashing down. That is the title of this movie, but not really the focus. If I did have one critique, it would be that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go on. But for now, just keep that in your back pocket. Now that the weekend's done, I hope you've seen this movie. And I'll have a little area at the end where I'll talk about spoilers. But for now, we'll keep it pretty spoiler-free. Get out there and watch the movie. It's worth it. We start off in Mistelheim. I always butcher that. I don't know the correct way to pronounce it, but it's hell. Basically hell. The Norse hell. And we're basically seeing the fire demon Surtur, who runs Mistelheim, and Thor is interacting with him. It's very clear from that scene, and it holds true through the rest, is that this is very much just a comedy. Marvel has definitely learned by going the Guardian of the Galaxy route, they're going to hit the most people, they're going to have the widest audience, and they're going to have the best feedback. We don't see Thor as we've kind of known him in the past, and if you've noticed, he has definitely evolved over the course of the movies from the first Thor, especially until now. He very much acts like a frat boy or a tool who knows he's stronger than everybody else. In real life, I would hate that man, but Thor does a good job. Chris Hemsworth does a great job with comedy. He really sells this. That's the first thing that I really picked up on and I really enjoyed. The old Thor where he's crashing down cups, no, I'll have another, hear ye, brr, 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 brr. That whole thing, that whole act is done, and I am very happy that it's done. It's no longer over the top with the whole, like, ancient speak and things. That's gone. It's a much more fun atmosphere. This isn't a spoiler because we've all seen it in the trailer, but we almost get Loki immediately. And I'm glad that they do because Thor and Loki have a great kind of subplot throughout this movie that I won't get into because I don't want to spoil that too much. We get all of our characters within the first probably 20-30 minutes that we will get for the rest of the movie, which again, I really enjoy. We immediately get Loki within the first 5 to 10. We almost immediately after that get Hela, and then we are immediately on Sakaar. Then we get Valkyrie, and then shortly after that we get Hulk. It's bang, 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 bang. All the characters are there, and the story just goes. They waste no time getting all these people introduced, especially the new guys. Valkyrie, the planet of Sakaar, Surtur, Hela, all of them. We get them very quickly. That stays true through the whole pace of the movie. The story that goes on here is very dense. There's a lot of different things that have to happen for the end to be successful and yada yada. I mean, it's a 2-hour movie, but it does not feel 2 hours. I mean, you get a lot in that time, and they do it very successfully. It doesn't feel very haphazard. It doesn't feel, you don't get dizzy and you don't get confused by what you're seeing. Now let's get into why I kind of described this as called Thor Ragnarok, but it's very much Planet Hulk in a sense. So Sakaar is where we spend most of our time here, which for those of you who don't know, that is the planet that Hulk is sent to in the Planet Hulk storyline where he becomes a gladiator, he fights, they lead a rebellion, yada yada yada. That's where we spend most of our time here, but the focus is on Thor rather on Hulk, but it's still, that storyline is the bulk of the movie, and Ragnarok actually takes a pretty heavy back seat. We get to see Korg, who is fantastic. The acting and the comedy for him is so great. I don't know why they did it. I really have no idea, because from everything I can remember in the animated Planet Hulk movie, Korg is very, well, he's very stone-like. He's very monotone. He's very even and just a warrior. That is not the case here. He is hysterical. He is the comedic relief. Everybody's funny. I said this is a comedy. Everybody has their moments. But every time he's on screen and every bit of piece of dialogue that he gets, I mean, I had the stupid laughter going. You know, when you start laughing so hard that noises start leaving your face, and then after you're done, you're like, oh my God, was that me? That sound came from my face? I've never made that noise before. That's what was going on here. It was hysterical. They were very funny. Let's take a second to talk about the new characters just a little bit. We talked about Korg and everything like that, but let's talk about Scourge for a second, played by Carl Urban. He does a great job, and there's a big payoff there. I won't tell you what it is, but if you've seen the trailer and you're a comic book nerd, you'll kind of put two and two together, and you get a big moment for Scourge here that, you know, there was some speculation when the trailer came out, and we definitely get that there. So if you want to Google it, go find it, but I'm not going to spoil that for you. Valkyrie by Tessa Thompson. She was phenomenal. I admittedly am unfamiliar with her, and maybe it's just because I've glanced over or she's played characters that I just don't remember, but I'm not familiar with who she is or what she's been in, but all I know is in this role, in this movie, she does a fantastic job. She has a lot of storytelling to do as far as Valkyrie goes. She has a lot to get over. She has some demons that she has to face, and I'm convinced she does a very good job. I buy into her character, and it seems as though she'll be here for a while. I don't know to what capacity. I don't know what impact she'll have in the stories in the future. All I know is that I hope that she does continue to be in the Thor movies, Infinity War potentially, and the rest going on. Not only is she a good character, but the Valkyrie are great warriors. So she did a great job playing her character, but the fight scenes where she was in, killed it. The last character that is new that we are all aware of is Hela, played by Cate Blanchett, and good lord. Hela is the first main villain female character in the Marvel Universe cinematically, and she did a great job. A great job. She really sold the evil. She again had comedic moments. Everybody had their parts. She sold the comedy. That was good. But Hela as a villain was fantastic. They turned her storyline a little bit. In Norse mythology, she is Loki's daughter. I do also believe in the Marvel comic universe, she is Loki's daughter. But we've already been introduced to Loki for a while. Tom Hiddleston looks really young here, but gods are immortal, so that could be, you know, why he still looks young, whatever. I wasn't convinced she was going to be his daughter. And she's not in this movie, but I won't get into who she really is and what that means for the story. All I know is she's stronger than Thor. She makes Thor look stupid. Again, that's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. And she is a fantastic warrior, so she's able to just overpower everybody she comes in contact with. And this is the biggest threat Thor has faced. He was in both of the Avengers movies, so he's had some pretty big threats before. Hela definitely is the biggest threat that he can't figure out how to overcome. As I mentioned, there's a lot going on here, and the more that I think about it, just sitting here, I even have a script and some notes, and I still have stuff popping into my head that I want to make sure that I hit on. One of the things that's kind of sprinkled in is the storyline of Banner versus Hulk. It's a very interesting storyline, and if you've watched the trailers and you're a fan of, you know, Planet Hulk and the comic book series and stuff like that, you've noticed that Hulk is talking here. He's Hulk throughout every trailer that you see. You see just a little bit of Banner in there. They're kind of sharing Banner's body and Hulk and the mentality of who's in control. That thing plays a small part here. It doesn't ruin anything. It doesn't change the story. There's not a life or death situation really, but it's interesting to see because now we've got this whole other element to Hulk other than just being this smashing machine, and this whole other element and this whole other list of character elements that Hulk can bring to the story and the fight other than just being the Hulk. The other thing that I noticed here that is not in any other Marvel movie besides Guardian of the Galaxy is a solid soundtrack. So they're really working the kind of 80s vibe, a little bit of 70s in there with the music and stuff like that, but they're playing a lot of hits that we all know. It's not just an amazing score with, you know, the really intense action music. No, there's fight scenes where we're hearing Immigrant Song. Like, you've got Led Zeppelin throughout the movie. You have hit songs from that era that are played throughout. So again, they're following suit with Guardians of the Galaxy. I have no problem with this. I keep saying this, but I just want to make it clear that doesn't make me mad that they're doing this. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I enjoy myself. I just hope they don't burn it out is my only thing. I hope that every single Marvel movie doesn't end up like this. Black Panther looks like it's going in a very different direction. An awesome direction, but a different direction. So it doesn't look like they're really trying to beat this to death, thank God. Let's talk about some of the cons for a second, and then I'm going to get in the spoilers. I'll let you know when the spoilers come, but they're not right now. So Hold on to your butts. The cons, there's really only two for me. One is that, again, it was called Thor Ragnarok, but Ragnarok really was the back seat of the movie. We were more on Sakaar and Thor getting out, and Hulk and Valkyrie, and let's fight Hela, and da-da-da-da-da. And then they go fight Hela. But Ragnarok was just way off at the end. So I kind of wish there was more there. I understand why there wasn't, I guess. You know, like I said, there was a lot of story elements going on, so I feel like if they bunched it too full, it would have just felt Suicide Squad-y. We'll call it that. Nothing would make sense, and you know what I mean. So it's not really a complaint. It's just everything was done so well that I just wanted more of it. Really, by that I mean more Hela. Cate Blanchett did so good, and she was such a good villain, and the fight scenes were great, and the fact that she was able to just overpower Thor, and that conflict there was really great, and we didn't get a lot of it. We got a healthy amount, but I wanted more. I'll just say it. The last con is just something that I find unacceptable at this point in Marvel's career, and that is that the CGI in some places was bad. Not good, straight up bad. When Hulk and Fenrir the Wolf are fighting, they're fighting in water, and that is amazing. When Hulk is on screen, it's amazing. When it's all CGI, it's amazing. And most of the time, if there's an actual person on screen, it's pretty dang good. They melt right in, you can't see it. But there are at least probably 3 different scenes where Thor, most of the time, he's almost in every scene, is on a green screen, and it's bad. You can straight up tell it's a green screen. Like, it's like late 90s, early 2000s crop job around Thor and Loki, for example, in one scene. And it's just, to me, that's unacceptable. You're Marvel. I know you've got the money. And again, when the CGI is good, it's great. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean. Like, when it's good, it's good. So I don't understand how you can kind of fumble the ball unless you had to meet a deadline or something. Again, not acceptable to me. Okay, spoilers. Get out. I'll give you a second. It's post-credit stuff. It's post-credit stuff, really. I won't give anything else away. If you don't care about post-credits, you can stay. I'm just going to talk about post-credits and what they mean for the story and the Marvel Cinematic Universe and things like that. So, I'll wait. Okay, post-credit scene, the one post-credit scene is the first one. And that is that Thor and Loki are on the ship together. They're the story is ended and they're like brothers again. Loki is pretty much a good guy now. Which, if you've seen the promotional art, you've seen Loki on those posters, so that's that. But he's a good guy, right? But as they're standing there and they're talking, a shadow comes in front of their ship as they're flying in space, and you zoom out, it's a giant golden ship. Now, you don't really know who this is, but I'm pretty sure this is Thanos. There's a part in the movie where Loki is walking through the halls of Asgard and he walks by the Tesseract, because the Tesseract belongs to the Asgardians. It's hidden on Asgard with all their other stuff, and he eyeballs it, and the scene cuts. I'm very convinced that Loki took the Tesseract back. Like, he has shown that he's good. He's done all he's needed to do here. He's helped Thor out. He hasn't done one bad thing in this movie. I still think he's going to fall to his own temptation of grabbing the Tesseract, because I don't think Thanos would care that Loki and Thor were on the same ship with Valkyrie and Hulk, and I don't think he cares. What he would care about is an Infinity Stone. So that's the only reason I can come up with that Thanos would kind of block them from going anywhere. That's the only reason I can think of why Thanos would stop them. It would be to get the Tesseract, get the Infinity Stone. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, let me know what you thought of the movie. I can't think of any more cons than the ones I came up with, but I'd love to talk to you guys about it. The movie was great. Let me know what you thought. Fill up those comments below. Hit that red subscribe button. Share it with your friends. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all again next time.